In most first-person shooters, using terrain or structures to get on top of the enemy will most always put the player at an advantage. Having the high ground is the proper terminology and is proven to reward those who use it effectively. However, many players have a little bit of trouble doing this in an efficient manner. This video is here to provide simple and advanced tactics on how to hold the high ground in Apex Legends. And if you question my ability to provide supple information, take it from my friend Obi-Wan, who once told Anakin,
"It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!"
But before we get into things, a little more than 5% of you who watch my videos are subscribed to the channel, and as we are only 60 away from hitting the 3,000 milestone count, I encourage you to please consider subscribing. The first thing to do is actually get to an advantageous spot that is above the enemy if applicable. Sometimes being above someone isn't the most effective in certain scenarios, like when an enemy team has a Gibby and a Bangalore ultimate ready to throw right on top of you, and since your team isn't running Watson or Gibby yourselves, you're fucked. Running inside might do the trick in helping you avoid the colossal damage you're about to receive, but the enemy team will have the jump on you most of the time as they know where you are when you don't have a clue as to where they might appear. Additionally, if you're on top of a hill, you can't dig a tunnel to stay safe from the explosions, so keep that in mind. And as to getting high ground, map knowledge can really come into play. Climbing terrain, buildings, or anything to get to a mountaintop or the top side of a building without getting shot or seen is the most important. You're trying to get every advantage possible, but sometimes it isn't always doable. If you need to do it mid-fight, get your ass up there if you can without dying. Move from cover to cover to keep from taking too much damage and just get there. Other ways of getting height other than climbing and using your legs are by using Pathfinder and his grapple to get yourself there, or his zipline to bring your teammates up there too. Just keep in mind that enemies can use your zipline to get up there with you. Be sure to be checking it frequently. Octane can be used the same way by using his jump pad, but enemies can use it as well. And while you're on a zipline or in the air via Octane's jump pad, you are extremely exposed and an easy target to hit. So be prepared to get shot at and almost die in the process, or actually die in the process. Wraith is another legend that is good for getting the team up to high ground. She can pop her portal and drop it when she's up top, or if she's already up top, she can just simply pop her portal, jump off the side of the building, drop the portal for her and her teammates to take it back up to the top. Again, enemies can use this as well, but at least you'll be given an audio cue if you're caught off guard. Those legends are pretty good for getting high ground, but which ones are the best to hold it? Well, the short answer is Watson, Gibby, and Caustic. In their respective order, Watson can fence off the perimeter of a hill, a building, doorways, ziplines, portals, and she has her ultimate ability which can defend from grenades and any aerial projectiles like those of Gibby, Bangalore, and Caustic's ultimate abilities. She works really well with other legends and by herself. Gibby is a little more interesting. He's a meat shield, one who can use his bubble to push high ground by throwing it in front of a zipline or portal so teammates can safely get up there without getting melted, or it can be used by throwing against a small hilltop so when you climb over the edge or up the side, you have a bit of time to regroup and heal. Benefits of the bubble are that it lets you fast heal. It can also provide as 360 degrees of impenetrable cover. It can be used defensively as to withstand enemy grenades and Gibraltar or Bangalore ults, but just watch out for enemy Caustics. They are a great counter to this bubble. Speaking of Caustic, he can be used to deploy a temporary cover by placing down his gas traps so you are less susceptible to getting shot, and they can serve as a smokescreen along with his ability. As for anyone that pushes, they will be punished severely by his ultimate ability and his traps, where he can place them in areas similar to where Watson can place hers. He's pretty much going to be a huge nuisance to anyone that hits one of his traps. This season, Mirage is also able to hold his ground now with his reworked ultimate and tactical abilities, which can make it extremely confusing as to where him and his teammates are from the enemy's perspective. It's essentially pretty damn hard to tell who's shooting at you when there's 10 decoys running around, so he isn't a bad contender. As long as one or more of these legends are being run in your squad and used effectively, holding high ground will be downhill all the way. Metaphorically speaking, of course, because it's actually going to be very easy, but quite literally, it's going to be uphill. You get the point. Once you're on that hilltop, building, or whatever it is you are on the top side of, you want to abuse the hell out of head glitching. You barely want to peek over the edge if you can help yourself, Actually, a good rule of thumb is to stay away from the edge as much as possible, because that's where you can either fall off or completely get melted, as there is no cover between you and the enemy. One of the perks that Gibby has is that he can take a Kraber shot to his gun shield and take 0 damage and keep on fighting. So he's really effective at this, along with legends with small hitboxes. While you're up top and your area is secured, you want to keep moving, because if someone does have a Kraber or a sniper or any weapon and you stand still for more than a second, you will make for an easy shot and leave your team at a huge disadvantage if you get downed or if you take too much damage and are out of the fight because you have to heal. Do not overpeak the edge, and if you can help yourself from doing that, when you hear someone, for example, climbing up the edge, don't rush over there, because by the time you get there, they will already be up top on the same level with you, and they're going to be expecting people to push towards them. Instead, call it out to your teammates, unload some lead into the enemy, and you should be good to go. If you are able to catch someone climbing up before they get to the top, it will make for an easy kill. Trying to shoot anyone that is directly under your building, however, will most likely get you killed, as another team is off in the distance watching your every move. So even though the urge is killing you, keep away from doing so. If you really need to fulfill your psychotic ego and kill someone who is directly beneath you, have Gibby throw his dome shield on the very edge and you can shoot downwards through it. You'll be safe for quite a bit of time and should have enough time for you and or your teammates to get that kill off and satisfy your psychotic sociopathic ways. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, a comment down below with ways you hold high ground, and of course, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more awesome videos just like this, because I'm a seasoned gamer. I'll see you all next time. Peace.